Hello everyone, welcome back to SirMeerkatGaming, and today I'll be playing
Jet Grind Radio!
Jet Grind Radio, which is the European version of the game Jet Set Radio, which I mentioned on my first video. So this game was launched in the year 2000 for the Dreamcast, a really big classic, quite addictive, and it still is great fun. So today I'm just going to jump straight into the new game. Quite simple controls. You can jump and you use the two triggers to either do graffiti or sprint. So the story takes place in similar city to Tokyo, and you got different areas in the game where you got turfs controlling each area, and the idea of the game is to go into those turfs and graffiti on top of the graffitis that were there, so you can gain the respect of those areas and turfs. On the other hand, you also got the police after you at the same time, and your crew is composed by 3 guys at the beginning, which you acquire them now, and later on you can acquire more characters. So the first character that you can acquire is Gum, and the second one is Tab. So at the beginning of the game you play against these characters. They perform a move and you copy them, and the idea is if you copy them then you acquire them to your crew. It also works out as pretty much a tutorial, so if you don't want to do the tutorial in the beginning you can just jump straight into new game, because they just teach you how to run, sprint, grind and do graffitis in a very simple way. Actually the tutorial is a bit more complex. It kind of teaches you how to do jump and start grinding backwards, and makes you do like 20 moves, 20 combo tricks and stuff like that. But either way, this makes you an introduction of how the characters are acquired. So each of them will perform 3 moves. As the story progresses and you get more characters that want to join your crew, you have to copy them, but they get more and more complex. So sometimes they do insane grinds and wall rides and jumps to places that you can't even imagine. And the idea is that you have to pick a character and copy them. Nothing as basic as this. Yeah, let's carry on. I completely missed the rail. Okay. So each character has 3 attributes: power, technique and graffiti. I've already tried to do a couple of videos regarding these things, and I keep missing things because this has been a long time since I've played. So if a character has got more power, it's easy for us to control against police and running and grinding. If they got more technique, it's easy for us to control when they are in the air. And it's easy for us to start a grind. That doesn't have a lot of interference really. And if they have more graffiti power, then you earn more points every time you do a graffiti. But in that case you also have more complex moves. So you got 3 sizes of graffiti: small, medium and large. And these I'm doing now are the small ones. And the medium one and large ones involve analog moves, which Tab is the next character is also going to show us. So in a medium size graffiti you have to do analog moves, and a large one as well, and it takes cans, as you might have seen on the bottom left corner. You have to acquire tabs in the game and use them to do your graffitis. So Tab, between the 3 of them, is the character with less graffiti power. So it's easier to do graffitis, but it makes you win less points, so you gotta try and compensate on speed. Okay. So when you acquire these blue cans, that gives you 5 of each, 5 graffiti cans. So the idea is press down, round and round and round. Okay, and that's pretty much it. That's how you do. This is a medium-sized graffiti, and that's how you do the graffitis. Tab is now just going to show us how to grab on the back of the car and go up the hill, and down the hill, which is actually something that comes up quite useful on this sort of map. You don't have a lot of maps with cars, and there's not a lot of need to hold on the back of the car unless you actually playing in this map. So I'm just going to skip to the part that I'm actually doing this because I've already seen this. Okay, so we're going up the hill, grabbing onto the car to get a can and go downhill again and do just a small graffiti. That'll be it. If you press the left trigger, you turn the camera to where you're pointing if there's no graffiti on, to avoid hitting against cars as I've just did. And if you can see the yellow lines on the roller skates, then you can do tricks, even when you're going downhill, not only when you are on the rail. And that's it. Our next move tab is just gonna do a really simple grind on this rail, up the stairs, down the stairs, and on top of the bus station. So I'll just gonna skip that, do the part that I'm doing as well.
Nice.
And our turn now.
Nice.
But this part of the game is easy and quite simple to understand. It doesn't have a lot of controls. You don't have any control on the kind of tricks you do inside the game, apart from turning backwards, which is it's fun, and it's quite difficult to actually keep on doing it. But I'll try and introduce it on just the first level. So I'll just do the first level for you guys to see how it's played. It's an introduction level on this area of the bus station, and it introduces the police character that's going to be after you, and the graffitis itself and how you're done. And
Hey out there, this is Tokyo's very own #1 pirate power station, Jet Set Radio.
yeah, it's Jet Grind Radio. The voices haven't changed. This is Professor K, who's going to narrate the history and who you're fighting against with, and the all the oppression of the graffiti crews and gangs and blah blah blah. Irrelevant to this part of the game, really. Okay, so in chapter 1, this is the map, and I'm just going to turn right for you to see. That window over there is when the new characters show up. If in a later stage in the game you can acquire new characters. I'm just going to play this first level. So you got Beat, which is a character with most balanced status, Gum, which is one that has more graffiti, and Tab, who's got more any technique. I'll just go with Gum so I can show you what I meant about the graffitis being more complex.
It's on.
Okay, so we're back at the turf. We're on the bus road, so you're gonna have to find the red arrows where the other crews have been painting on. So you can already see some graffitis there. So you're gonna have to collect the cans and paint over them. So by experience, the police will show up on a later stage in the game, and what you will want to do is do the big graffitis like these, and afterwards do the small ones to be quicker. Because the police will show up after you've done some graffitis, no matter which ones. So if you start doing the small ones, you will struggle a lot more to do the big ones because you won't be able to be on the floor. So as you can see, Gum here, to do a graffiti you have to do a lot more moves with the analog stick. There's another one here. And each time you do a move, you use a spray can. So I've done the 3 buses down on the station, and then the police arrives. If you've done the 3 simple ones, the police will still be here, and you probably wouldn't have a lot of time to do the rest of the graffitis really, because they would be on top of you immediately. There's the 3 more over there, and I believe, yeah, there's 2 another on those cars.
This is headquarters to all units. Headquarters to all units. The captain is on his way. Make sure to back him up.
So you will also meet the captain as well. I'll just leave those taxis to the end, and I'll just do. So this is the biggest graffiti. I'll try not to screw up this time. This is making me confused. Okay, so that's the large graffiti. And this is the captain that's going to be after you in pretty much every single map. He's got a green arrow on his back because you can do graffiti on his back, which will then, I think, stops him momentarily, and it kind of gives you a break. That was terrible. And, run! I'm trying to run. And then he gets upset. Damn, you can't run away. And you have a gun, but you can't shoot me up here, which is weird. Why do graffiti on his back? I like to synchronize police officers. Hello! Let's see. This is what happens when they go after you. Oh, they go after you. Hold on. And you have to crawl on top of them and... Ooh, and they jump. Let me go! Okay. Okay, wait. Come here. Oh god! There you go. Damn. Okay. And and you can see on the top left corner is also the health as well of the character. So the more the power they have, the more health as well they have. So Gum has got actually just half power, So she's not very strong character. She's good to get a lot of points. That's why I did a jet here. But she's not very good to do a long map where you got police and helicopters shooting rockets at you. And later says you got characters with more power that are more suitable for those kind of levels. So you can play around and you can pretty much choose every character in the game. And yeah, that's pretty much it for my introduction video of Jet Grind Radio. I hope you enjoyed. If you wish to see more of the game, just leave me a like or a comment, and I'll do a second video with the new areas of the game and the new maps which I haven't played. I'll leave that to you to let me know. Okay, and that's all for Jet Grind Radio. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like and comment if you wish to. And thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.